All right, we're in the kitchen today with Executive Head Chef Michael Shannon. He's back from the Montgomery Grill in Portsmouth, making a bunch of stuff this morning. A baked stuffed rockfish with crab imperial and also oysters Rockefeller. And we're also going to talk this morning about Portsmouth Restaurant Week, which starts March 27th and goes until April 1st. No fooling. All right, let's get into today's recipes, and we will put the ingredients up on the screen so people want to follow along at home or make their grocery list for later on. So which are we going to make first, the oysters or the rockfish?
The stuffing for the rockfish.
The stuffing for the rockfish. Okay, so what are we using today?
It's a very basic crab imperial stuffing. Start with a little bacon, render it off. And we're going to use a little bit of garlic with that.
Okay.
As you I put garlic in everything.
And again, the main ingredient of the stuffing is crab meat.
It's crab meat.
Okay.
You can use a jumbo lump, or you can use just regular straight lump, depending on what you can afford in the stores.
Right.
Because it's kind of pricey.
But for something like a stuffing, it doesn't, because a lot of times when chefs use the jumbo lump in their recipe, a crab cake or something like that, they talk about not wanting to break it apart.
Right.
But with something that's going to be a stuffing anyway, you're saying it's okay if people want to use claw meat or something
a little, because you want to have the actual, see the actual lump meat in your dish.
Okay.
So it's kind of an important characteristic. So with this, we're going to add our crab meat, give it a quick little saute.
And you're using rockfish today, but if once you make the imperial stuffing, could you use it with
flounder, tilapia?
Okay. Anything else that kind of lends itself to the process, I guess.
Yeah.
Alrighty, wow, that's a lot. So Portsmouth Restaurant Week is coming up.
It is.
Okay, and this is will you feature this dish?
This and one of our standard menu items. We're doing our barbecue trio. It's one of our staples.
I don't know what's in that. What's in that?
It's a quarter rack of ribs, a quarter of roasted chicken, and pulled pork barbecue.
Oh wow! Okay.
It's a lot of food.
All right, maybe bring a little somebody to share that with. All right, fresh lemon going into our dip too. We mentioned the crab meat, the bacon, the butter. Again, we'll put the list of ingredients at thehamptonroadshow.com as well as the steps that Michael here is taking to make it. Would you consider this kind of a difficult recipe or not?
No, it's very simple.
Okay.
Very simple. Little parsley, and of course salt and pepper.
And the oysters Rockefeller, folks may already be intimidated just by hearing that. Is that something that folks can make pretty easily at home?
Very simple.
All right. And now what's in the big pot? You got some stock going there. Is that for our stuffing or?
No, that's just kind of for our broccoli for later on.
Oh, all right.
Kind of bring it up to a boil a little bit.
Okay.
It takes a little while.
And what do we got over here?
A little risotto.
Risotto. Okay. All right. Don't mean to get ahead of our recipe here, Michael.
Sorry.
We're going to finish up the stuffing. When we come back, we'll stuff the fish and then move on to the oysters from Rockefeller. Meantime, time to chat with meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler. All right, we're back in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen with Executive Head Chef Michael Shannon this morning from Montgomery Grill in Portsmouth, making the baked stuffed rockfish. In the first segment, you showed us how to make that crab imperial stuffing with the bacon and
yes.
Only I
did was not on camera. I added 2 eggs and some breadcrumbs to get a little binding agent.
Oh, okay.
And I went ahead and stuffed a few of them, but I wanted to go ahead and do one more to
show us how
give
to do
the
it.
aspect.
Yeah, because when you go to the market to buy rockfish, you could the thickness of the fillet can vary. So if you get it, is it okay to cut it again if you get
That's
a piece
what I
of
did,
something?
because these fillets were very long and very meaty.
Okay.
And I cut them back a little bit just to form a pocket.
Yeah. So the stuffing doesn't have to be completely covered up.
No.
Okay.
So you want it just to be exposed a little bit.
Alrighty. And then that's it.
We're going to go right in the oven for 350 to 400 degrees.
All right. Now, how come you're cooking on the parchment paper?
So it won't stick to the pan.
Which is different than wax paper, and parchment paper are not the same thing.
Right, there's no wax on the parchment.
Right. And if you use wax paper by mistake, it will be very sticky. And your guests will probably eat a little paper. It won't hurt them, though. All right, now you're making, what are we doing now? Oysters Rockefeller? Okay. See, now this seems like a very fancy thing to order. That is let's get this when we're at a restaurant, not make it at home. But you're saying it's not that hard?
Not that hard at all. It's very simple.
Prove it, Michael Shannon.
You got it.
Okay. Then we'll talk more about Restaurant Week and the fact that our own face Fox Cerise Dugard is going to be singing at Montgomery Grill very soon.
That's the rumor.
All right, so again, we're starting with the bacon. The buzzers are going to love that. Bacon and garlic.
I'm going to add a little shallot.
Why is it called Oysters Rockefeller?
Why are you putting me on the spot like that?
I don't know, because that's what I do. That's what I do. I don't know. All right, buzz in, buzzers. Anybody out there know why it's called Oysters Rockefeller? Maybe it has something to do with the famous Rockefeller family.
I think it is, actually.
Okay, that's good enough for me. It doesn't really matter.
I'm going to render off the bacon.
Okay, and you've already opened the oysters, which I appreciate, because that's something we've all struggled with. We've all had our turn in the kitchen, right, Cheryl? Trying to shuck an oyster. It's harder than it looks. All right,
I'm
and
going to
then
add fresh spinach.
okay. And it looks like a lot, but spinach just about
wilts
disappears.
down so fast.
Yeah. All righty. So what do you have to do to prepare the oysters?
Just wash them and chuck them.
Nothing. You don't
it.
cook them at all.
No, well, they go right in the oven.
Oh, all right. All right. So this first.
Go right in.
Okay. So you get this mixture first, and then you put it on top of the shell?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And how long does it need to stay in the oven?
About 6 to 7 minutes.
6 or 7 minutes. Okay. And we're going to make some risotto a little bit later on, too. All right. Thank you very much, Michael Shannon, Oysters Rockefeller, and that rockfish. Don't forget about it. Right now, it is time to check in with Cheryl. All right, Executive Master Chef Michael Shannon is back this morning from Montgomery Grill in Portsmouth. Just taking a peek, I see, at our stuffed rockfish. How's it going in there in the oven?
About there.
All right, just about there. We've got some broccoli to go with it, some risotto as well. And again, all of the ingredients for the stuffed rockfish and the Oysters Rockefeller will be at thehamptonroadshow.com later today. All right, you brought one of your flyers here for Ladies Martini Time at Montgomery Grill, coming up on March 22nd from 5 to 8 with the Hampton Road Show. Sorry about that, Antonio. You can also meet some of the folks from the show. This is that's Valerie Tedesco. She's our makeup artist here. And, of course, you know Cerise. Cerise going to be singing at this event. Who knew? Perfect. All right. And so now what will be on the menu for this evening?
Lots of martinis.
Lots of martinis. All right. The Stella and Dot folks will be there with their jewelry. We'll talk about that. Now, this is part of Restaurant Week. This is the kickoff to Restaurant Week on the 22nd that goes through April 1st. So when people come in, if they have not taken part in a Restaurant Week before, what should they expect in terms of the fixed menu, set prices, things like that?
Basically, it's a lot of food for a set price.
Yeah.
We're running 2 different price categories, one for 20, one for 30, and you get appetizer, entree, dessert, or a salad, entree, dessert.
Okay.
Depending on which one you choose.
Are you doing lunch and dinner, or is it just dinners?
Just dinner.
Just dinners for Restaurant Week. Okay. All right. And maybe you can try the fabulous Oysters Rockefeller or
Definitely.
the stuffed rockfish
It will be
there.
featured.
Okay.
It will be featured.
All right. So what's going on here?
Just a little topping for the rockfish, a little butter.
Okay. All right. Should I get out of the way? It's time for the stuff to come out. Ooh, it looks good. And I really can't believe how easy the Oysters Rockefeller were. Probably the hardest part, if you're making them at home, is going to be to not stab yourself in the hand when you try to shuck the oyster. So go look at a how-to before you do that. But really, once you've got them open and rinsed out, piece of cake. Wow, look at that. What a nice color you've got there on that stuffing. Looks really good. All right, can I help you?
Absolutely.
Oh. You missed me when I was on vacation. Look at he took it right away. I try. I'm never going to be a cook.
It's an acquired taste.
Thank you for acting like it didn't happen, though, Michael. No one else in the studio or the booth was able to do that.
I didn't see a thing.
Look at that. Wonderful meal right there. And, of course, you know, the Oysters Rockefeller could be your appetizer if you were going to Restaurant Week. I'm going to let you handle all the pots and pans at this point. All right. All right. Well, in a few short minutes, we're going to come over and give this a try. Now, how do you know when these are done, the Oysters Rockefeller?
When the brown forms on top, and you can see that the oyster is starting to curl.
Okay. It's starting to curl. All right. All right. We will taste in just a little bit. Right now, it is